Hi guys, this is Alfredo Diaz, Carros Through. Today we're going to talk about how the Carros Through can help people to know if it's worth to encounter or to meet someone for a potential relationship. The focus of the session today is more than compatibility, is more likely to those occasions when you are expecting to meet someone, but you are not sure if things are gonna be going well or not. Normally, we always had that expectation, but it's good to know some background, some information ahead, so you can be more prepared. Or maybe if you find some information that you think that is not your style, maybe you just say, no, I'm not gonna meet. Or you find something very interesting, or you want to find out by yourself to prove if what the Carros Through is telling you is real. Sometimes you say, no, too good to be true. Well, it's important to have some background ahead. So let's, I'm gonna use today one example, the one exercise. It was really no exercise, it was a real case that I performed recently this year. I taken this case because that case was, the feedback that I received was very good. So the person was very satisfied, regardless if how the state or the stage of the relationship right now is going on. So for the moment that the people meet, we could have the chance to review the energies involved, or the magnetism present in both persons. So let's jump to the case. I have some document here I prepared that has to do with this relationship. Of course, I'm protecting the name of the people. I just using Mr. and Mrs. Smith, like the movie. But I think it's gonna help us to see how Carros Through can work when we had that, expectation. When you meet someone and we say, well, it's gonna work or not, let's see how it works. Let's share screen. Yes, let's share this screen. Okay, you can see here this is a Word document. It's something that I prepare, like, a brief document for the person. One of the things that we need to go through this process using the Carros Through, that the first thing I think is it's good to check the profile of the people. So I'm using this square. If this square has 4 squares inside, we're going to explain this in few minutes, in few moments. I'm going to jump again to the program directly, because here you can see in a better picture how the Carros Through software looks like. So we have here 6 squares. In the other one, in the paper, we have 4, because for the purpose of the encounter, I think it's enough having this information, the basic information, which is the profile given by the Queen Quadration, then the 7-year progression, which is information that is useful when you want to, I will say, to predict, to make the assessment, to make the approach, the things, how they looks like. And the year quadration, which is the year that the person is on, the cards that the person has to play, and the potential, the weaknesses, and the obstacle he's gonna be facing during this year. So this is a weak progression, but for the purpose of this explanation, let's concentrate in these three. This one, which is the queen quadration, this is fixed. They never change. The one that changes, the change is 7-year progression, and the age quadration every time that you have a birthday, this one change. So for the very first approach, in this case, if I am the person making the consultation, let's say that I'm the female part of this event. So I want to know how the profile of the person that I'm gonna meet, or I'm already in a friendly relationship. I want to know a little bit more about him. Of course, very important, date of birth, the place of birth, and the time of birth are very important. It's crucial in order to, to have a good, precise information and good, precise results. The accuracy of the information depends of the accuracy of the data that we are handling at the very beginning when we load all the data in the system and they produce the spreads. For instance, in this case, we have to pay attention first the birth card of the person. We can see here that this person is a 7 of spades. So this person is very interested in his health. Also is a person that sometimes could be an extreme person in terms of doing a lot of exercises, or maybe he's doing also, sorry, marathons, or maybe this person is like, when I see a 7 of on a spade, I always remember this the series that is the Naked and Afraid. People that sometimes they like extreme with their own body, but at the same time could be someone that is very extreme in healthy talking. I mean, maybe he's very vegan people that doesn't even touch milk, and he sees something in regards to animals. He's just doesn't accept anything coming from that kind of food. I mean, it could be many things, but when the 7 of spades appears, means that that person is very interesting on his body, his survival, always looking for the best for himself. And the only thing is, could be very extreme, because 7 is a card that sometimes is very hard to handle. That it could have, as the word, his honor, the word extreme. So he has a passion for that kind of thing. The other card that we need to see is the Ecliptic. The Ecliptic is like the card that define our duties. So he has a nice card. He has a Queen of Hearts. For encounter, especially for relationship, loving relationship, this card is very good for a man, because that means that this person has good sensitivity, compassion, very mature. It doesn't mean that the person is with that profile, but it's like the duty for him to excel in this world, in his lifetime, is to accomplish that level of maturity that is given for the Queen of Heart. It's very important to know, the feeling of the cards. So in that way, you can have the good assessment, uh, his passion and what he should be doing for his benefit in regards to money, in regards to his well-being, physically, emotionally, and what values or what good habits he can provide to others. Okay. So we analyze, after we analyze this information, I conclude this person is very he has so many clubs. This energy is in regards to thinking, mind, inspiration. I didn't know his profession at the very beginning. For some reason, I found, I said to myself, oh, he should be a teacher. Because when I was analyzing his profile, I found those information in regards to the clubs, which has to do with the mind. And he's a writer. He's a writer, and that confirms all the writers are person that I've very influenced with the clubs, because it's or is this the knowledge coming from the outside, and he's expressing all that inspiration by writing books. In regards to the female person, check this. She is a 7 of diamond. 7 of diamond is also has to do with strength, because 7 is extreme person, and she's very concrete person. 7 of diamond has to do with values, with concrete things, with money. Maybe it's a person that is trained saving money, but it could be also a person that is trained spending money, depending when you make the full assessment of the person, that you can conclude that. However, here in the eclectic card, we can find that this person is a 2 of diamond. So he's very wealth oriented, in terms of that she's taking care about resources. I can tell now that this person is definitely, every time, every step that she make, she's thinking if the thing that she's doing is worth it or not. So this kind of person, you have to be aware that they don't want to lose time. They also like beauty, because diamond also has to do with beauty. And I don't know in person this lady. But I think she should be a beauty person, because diamond reflects, like the diamond, like the stone, some beauty in regards to the person that owns that card. So after I made my review here in regards to the energy, this person has different cards, different suit. Is something that is very balanced, but the predominance card for her is spades. So even that she is a diamond person, when you review the energies involved, the sun, the moon, where the ascendant is going, where the ecliptic is going, the self itself is going, you find that even that the birth card is a 7 of diamonds, she's an spade person. You can remember the Mr. Smith is a spade person. This in their birth card, this person is a 7 of diamond, but it has the energy of the spade as well. So this enough great affinity there. They both know they can comprehend each other in that kind of activities because they recognize the value of take care of their body, their mental and their emotional health. So it's good. It's good. I mean, when you start reviewing this, you can say, well, there is affinity. This is something that is good. The other thing here I would like to remark is that she's 7 and he is 7 as well. So this relationship can be an exponential relationship in the way that they both are in the same number and they have different colors, which is the magnetism between the two works very well. Okay. I'm not telling you that they are very compatible, full compatible. No, we are talking about now is how this card of truth can show indicators that they going to meet, or if they already are in a friendly relationship, how that relationship is being developed. Okay, so after we see the profile, because what I insist in the profile, because you can see the profile that is not aligned with your profile. Maybe it's not good to meet the person. So don't waste your time. I know some cases, for instance, people that they are good to meet, but maybe for a weekend or for a week in a good trip, or before the COVID-19, maybe they both went for on vacation to some place, or they took like a cruise, and they have fun, and they have a very nice encounter. But after that, everything just went gone. So if you're gonna spend money, you're gonna spend time, you're gonna spend your resources. For instance, like this person, Diamond. Maybe this person is not willing to do so because she has to put her hand on her pocket and say, okay, I'm gonna meet this guy. Maybe I'm gonna have a very nice honeymoon. It's gonna last only 1 week, and after that, everything is gone. Well, if the purpose of the person is that, it's good. But I think, in fact, that person don't need any kind of truth. But if the person wants to have, want to oversee what's the potential of the relationship, I think it's good to review as much as possible on regards to the potential of the relationship with the other person. Okay, after we check the profile, what we can, what is the next step? The next step is going to the specific years each person is on or is living. For instance, in this example, I just place that this person is 70 years, could be 25, any. But for the purpose of the example, I just using this 70-year quadration. So after we check the profile, very quick, of course, we need to go to this second square here. So what do we need to check here? We need to check the age. This person here say age 70 quadration. So we had, and this is the card that is activated. This 3 of clubs is activated. So meaning to me that if this person has the profile, has a thinker person, minded person, in fact, his song is two of clubs, and his moon is king of clubs, and now he's leaving 3 of clubs. His eclectic here, down here, is 2 of clubs again, you know. It's telling me that his mind in this 7-year progression is gonna be orbiting about projects, something that is inspiring him. He wants to have, you know, relationships, because here we can see the 5 of hearts in the 7-year progression. We can see here a 9 of hearts in the Mars card. But because his 70 year is a 3 of clubs, is to me an indication that for him it's important to have the relationship, but most important is what he's doing. The clubs also has to do with work. So he's trying to test himself on regards to the job or the work that he's doing, because trees is fly apart. It's like when you leave the nest and you open your wings to test if everything is going right or not. Maybe he just published a book or an article, or he's writing for some newspaper or for some you know, company, and he's now under test. So his mind is gonna be focused on this. This is an indication that for a relationship, unless you are willing, because for you that is a great purpose. I'm talking about Mrs. Smith. It's a great purpose for her to support this person. If she is willing to do so, well, the relationship is something that might work. I'm not making conclusion now, but this card is telling me that, considering that he is in the age with work and mental, intellectual, aspirational things, love is gonna be important, but not that much important, okay? Then when we go to the 70-year quadration, I can see here, very interesting thing. The 70-year quadration is important because you can see here all the year after after his birthday. It was in April 1st. This year, he becomes 70 years. You can see that in this year for him, the 7 of Diamond is present. Diamond. I don't know why I'm saying Diamond. It's Diamond. But check this. Mr. Smith is 7 of Diamond. by the way. She has a king of clubs here. It's important to know that she is handling this information, this energy. Okay, back to Mr. Smith. The seven daemon, the seven of diamond, which is an energy that is present in this year. This is her. This is Mr. Smith. So you can now say, well, yes, the time is good for them to know. It's like the time is meant for them to know each other, to meet. Something that I just, that we can find here is, you remember the king of clubs? She's king of, she's energy, I mean, her energy, Mr. Smith has king of clubs here in her year quadration. And now, because he's more than 52 years old, the card that is predominant in his queen quadration is this one. So you can see the synergy here working on their favor to meet each other. Okay. So the dynamic is queen quadration first to see the profile of each other, then go to the 7-year progression to see what is the most important card, the energy of that card. Of course, this birth card present in the 7-year progression is important as well. And then how the year is going on. This card here, or this quadration, change every year. So that's why in my first video I said we need to know how to play the game of life. It's because every year the cards change. Here, the day quadration, the same. They change every single day. And the week always progress every week. So that's why if we understand the energy of the cards, we can understand better how our behave is all about, and as well for the behavior of the people we are involved with. The same well for Mr. Smith. Well, we already talked about her profile, even that she is 7 of diamond, and the click is 2 of diamond. She has the spade also, a very spade person. So she's very strong person. When we talk about these two suit, the diamond and the spades, they are very strong, very, very strong people. So they are not wasting time. They know the value of their time. So now what happened with her age? See, Mr. Smith is in the 64 quadration, meaning that she is 64. When we go down here, we find that for her, everything that is valuable is very important. So, as I said before, when you find somebody that is very diamond oriented, she's always, or the person is always making sure that his time is being used in the best way possible. Not only their time, their resources, the money, the work that he or she is doing, it has to be worth. We need to consider also that she's looking for security here because it's a 4 of a spade, security on herself, because space always has to do with yourself, with the person, and she wants to be secure that she's doing everything right on regards to her health. 9 of heart in her ecliptic in this progression is telling me that she's interested in love. In fact, as a matter of fact, 9 of hearts is almost the same card hearts, the 7 of the diamond, because they are semi-fixed. I have to explain this in another video about the fixed, semi-fixed cards, but they are like the same card. The energy that they handle is practically the same, the 7 of diamond and the 9 of hearts. 9 is always a very fulfilled number. Maybe it's the most fulfilling one because it's with 9 of hearts is a very fulfilling experience she wants to, or she needs to live, to feel fully with full accomplishment. This kind of connection is beyond the connection that we normally have with the partner. It's connection with everyone. It's a healthy connection with the people that we care of, and even if they are not related to us, the attitude that the person has when is a 9 of hearts is someone very compassionate that is working in, you know, many of these organizations that are there for the benefit of the vulnerable people or people that are in need, etc. So her card looks more receptive, with more feminine vibe or energy. And when we check her 64 quadration, the year, just checking the colors, you can see that she's in a more receptive mood or more receptive energy that, in fact, you can see she has 1, 2, 3, 4 hearts, 7 here. So that means that for her this year, and considering the eclectic here in the progression, she definitely is working on regards to, for her, the connection, the sentimental, the emotional matters or affairs are very important for her. So she's receptive, he's more active. That's good. Even that, you know, that's good. The only thing that I see in hearts for him, for Mr. Smith, is this ecliptic here. But this ecliptic is an ace of hearts, and it's telling me that even that he's thinking and working a lot and exercising and trying to look the best, to be the most healthy person, he needs to renew his way of thinking on regards to connect. Not way of thinking. It's better how to renew their the way he connects with emotion and sentimental matters. He also had this queen here, which is very good. You can see this card is activated because he's eclectic, which is the main path. This is the success card for him. Is present here in the Neptune card. Is telling me that if he's working hard for his health and he is also getting inspired by mental and intelligent and intellectual thing, if he relate that with the love, maybe I will say writing a loving book, he probably could succeed doing that. Okay, let's check this. What I was telling you is reflected in this report, this paper. It's a paperwork where I'm just showing how the system works. You know, the profile, the 7-year progression, to see how the year the person is living will look like, and then how in details, you know, it's like a breakdown. Because something important here is that we had dates. So we can see the energies present every 52 days. If we multiply 52 by 7, we have 7, you know, moon, sun, moon, Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, and Saturn. For this year, this energy, each one have 52 days to handle the energy that is indicated by the card. Of course, the planets plays a very key they very key I will say they are key in the sense that even if you find something very nice, like these two hearts is flying together, so it's like the loving card for anyone. You have to see what are the planets that are involved in that card to see if this is possible or is not possible. So, but anyhow, we can see that the energies are flowing. Here, this is you know, a summary how the cards looks like from Mr. Smith, how the card looks like for Mr. Smith, and the planets, because one thing is the card, this is the sun card, and one other thing is where the planet is associated, sun goes and is manifesting his energy. What I'm seeing here, what I'm showing here is these positions have these energies, they are interacting each other. Some of them, for instance, this attracting, these two are repelling. These two are repelling. These two are repelling. These two are attracting. Depending on the nature of the planet, they have an impact. Also, let's say that this provides 50% of the energies that are going on to allow the connection take place. So the other 50% is the location of the planet. Okay. In this case, these two repels. These two are okay because they are the same, you know, the same suit. These two repels, but they two attract. For instance, in Mars, it's good to know because this is the passion. It has to do with sexuality. And in relationship, in love and relationship, this is very important. So we can say that they are okay in this specific aspect, because they have at least 50%, you know, in good shape. Here the same. No, here is very good in the moon. these are good. These two are good as well. So they have full, let's say they have full points in understanding. I mean, when they share ideas, they can share it. They value the ideas coming from one to another, and this is very important. Venus here, it also is good. Okay, so this is, to see briefly, when they meet, how the energies is going to be moving. One of them are going to move on their favor. Some other they don't. So we need to make like an accounting, and depending the specific wave. For instance, Moon, Mars, and Venus in regards to relationship are very important. So if they at the very end, the majority is on favor, meaning that this is good. It's good for the relationship. There are some factors that we need to take into consideration as well when we are considering the exercise that I show. Okay, this is Jupiter. I taken this from Ernst Wilhelm wife. She painted this. This is Jupiter, because Jupiter is the reference. The energy of Jupiter is the reference to see how healthy is the lady involved. Is her Jupiter to connect to a man. The same happened with Venus for a man. We need to see if that energy for the man is healthy. So depending how healthy both energies are, we can also take that into consideration. This is more for compatibility, but for the encounter, it's also very important. Check this. It's like what we need to consider after we are talking so many things. I know that sometimes it's confusing. As a matter of fact, is not that easy. But once you digest and has this, practicing and practicing, you always will have into consideration the factors involved. Self factors. We already talked about the birth card. Remember? We talk about the sevens, the two sevens. The seven of diamond for Mr. Smith, the seven of spades for him. Okay. Oh, the 7-year progression. Oh, he has 5 of hearts. He had 4 of spades. This is good combination. Okay, we can see here. He has Mr. Smith this, and Mrs. Smith has this one. So for the encounter, for the assessment, the encounter, I tell yes. I can tell it's good. For the age, he is more mental. She is more in the value, the worth, the concrete things. This is a good combination. Why? Because while he's thinking and producing and working, she can materialize or monetize, find the value of what he is doing. He's not doing well, she's gonna tell him. And she can introduce correction to him. Because if he is spending time in some project, that energy that she had wants to make sure he's not wasting his time. It's a good combination. So you can take a look in with very few details, we can make a good assessment how the energies can flow and if they are, you know, good for that relationship. I explain a little bit here. This is a report I made myself. This is no machine made, okay? You know, you can go to YouTube, you can go to many places. You send your data and they give you a report in 3 minutes, but it's computer based. So the other self factors we need to consider are the, you know, the how the soul is the profile of each one souls. This is Atma Karaka. This is how it's called in Vedic. Atma is soul. Karaka is the indicator. Okay. So how the soul looks like? Well, we can see here, there are some synergy here, some information, they had hearts, they have blue and red, and the ascendant, they are in the same, which is good. I need to double check this. Yes, in the quadration. Okay. What else? In the relationship factor, we had his Venus, and for him, Venus. For her, Jupiter. So we had to, there are another factor is called Dara Karaka, which is how the energy of the spouse, not spouse, spouse. Sometimes I I pronounce the English in my original language, Spanish. Sorry about it. I don't want to offend with my bad pronunciation to anybody. Here is, what is this for? What is this important? The self factors and the relationship factors, because those cards are very important when we make the relation between one to another. We can see the synergy between the two persons. So I think at the very end, I mean, once you make the full assessment, you can conclude if these persons are good to meet. And then, well, from there on, it's good to make another assessment. The assessment is the compatibility assessment. And there is another assessment which is more profound. It's on regards to each one. I mean, we need to check the moon for her and the sun for him, to see how healthy they are in regards to capacity, their capacity to commit in a long-term relationship. I mean, the good or the bad they are in those planets defines if they are really prepared to commit. I mean, one thing important is the encounter. Okay. The other thing is, it's good to commit. It's good to go beyond, to embrace a relationship, thinking, you know, in the long term, when you made the commitment, when you make your vows and say, yes, and commit forever. So you need to have all the elements on your hands, making sure, you know, the best way possible that you are embracing with the right person. Because otherwise, you know, anytime that you commit in a relationship, when you feel after that it was not the right person, you know, it's not very good. It takes time, it takes money, it takes so many things that you don't want to pass through. You want something healthy, you want to transcend, you know, to make a family, to um, to fight for your legacy, for your kids, for your grands in the future. And this is a big step. And this is a big decision, crucial in your life. If you take decision, you know, in a very light way, well, maybe you don't have to marry. But if you want to marry, it's good to do a good assessment. So the purpose of this today was to show the Caros through how they work to define or to identify how the energies flows between the two. Okay, and is this worth it to make the next step? Is going to be defined for the compatibility. And even if you find that you are very compatible, it's good also to check everyone's capacity to commit in a long-term relationship. So just to conclude, I just want to show you one last thing. For instance, in this report, I tell the person, Mr. Smith, I think you start dating this person after early May this year, or at least your willingness and openness to relationship starting back these days. So I conclude that when I check her 64 years quadration, and I was checking, well, what are the cards that are activated after after her birthday. So here I followed, you know, the revision, and I found that in May, let's check here, hers here. Wow, she had a Jack of Hearts, and she was looking, or the energy was something new. I want something new in my life on regards to connection. And it's in the moon. It's the card for, you know, relating to others, the emotional matters. This A here means that she wants this relationship something meaningful, because they want to transform herself for something better, as a better person, and she can find that, she wants to find that the energy is you can do it, loving yourself first, of course, and sharing that love with others in different way. It could be the person, it could be the pet, it could be an organization. In this case, she was looking for a person, because, you know, as we see, the other person also was in, this card was activated almost the same time that she had their lovely energy activated as well. She was more prompt for the loving relationship. He was more about the, you know, her mental and her intellectual matters. But having here the eclectic here in this 70-year quadration, at least he was open to open some space for the relationship. So let's see how they develop. Maybe we can do another exercise if they develop well or not. If we need to see if this going to be, you know, a long-term relationship, we need to make another assessment. But in conclusion is how we can assess, make an assessment when two people has the, you know, the question in their minds, is willing to meet these people, is willing to know this individual, is worthy, or should I do it, or I should not, or if I do it, you can identify how the energies is gonna be moving, and from there you can oversee further. Okay, so this is all for this week. We can make an assessment for you guys. You are interested, just go to the Heal and Learn channel, and we can talk about your projects in relationship. We can make an assessment on regards to the encounter, how the energies are flowing for both of you. And from there, we can, you know, prepare a complete report on regard of compatibility and vision. Okay, so this is Alfredo Diaz, Car of True. Happy to share all this information with you guys. I see you very soon. Bye-bye.